today I'm going to be tying a wee olive comparadun. Great little pattern for the rivers that I fish locally. This one will get you plenty of fish when there's sort of hatches of small olives about. You can also change the body colour, any colour you want really, match what's happening. The hook I'm using is a kamasan B170, size 16. Any hook, any light wire dry fly hook will do. So we're gonna, and the thread I'm using, sorry, is a Uni 80 olive. Any olive colour thread you've got, that'll do it. Catch the thread in as normal, trim away the waste, and we're going to take a base layer of thread up to just about almost the barb, and then we're just going to run it all the way back down again. Leave yourself a wee bit of room here. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to tie in a bit of deer here. Now I've spoken about this in other videos. This stuff I'm using is comparadun here. This is hairlines. You'll see it's on the patch there, it's nice and fine and long and straight. So we'll select a wee bit from the patch, like a wee pinch is enough. Don't go too much. Trim that away like so, and we're going to stack this. But before we stack it, I'm just going to take my little comb and we're going to brush out all the underfur and rubbish out from that there. And then pop it in your stacker. Couple of little taps, all you need. And if you take it out the way you're going to tie it in, so I'm going to have this facing forward. Take out my stacker's actually terrible, I need a heavier one. The heavier ones are the better ones. And as you can see, they're all lined up there more or less. You don't need to be too fussy with this. Normally I'm not fussy about stacking here, but I think this one it does help. So any stragglers there, just take them away. And that looks okay. So wing length, we are looking same length as the body. How about that? If you're fishing this in really fast water, you can make the wing length a bit longer. So pinch and loop is all I'm doing there. Up 2 loose turns and then pull it tight. And as long as you keep a hold of these here, it will stay in place nice and tight. And then we're going to come down and secure it like that. Don't worry too much if that's not sitting where you want it. Keep a hold of these nice and tight. Going to come in, trim away at an angle. Shoot. Just get rid of those wee bits. Any bits you don't like, you can come in with the scissors at this point, trim them away. Around there. Okay, and then we're going to tidy this up like so. I'm going to lift this wing, a couple of turns in there. You can see it almost sitting up the way you want it already. Don't mind the stragglers because we'll pull them up as we go. Okay, take your thread all the way back, and then for the tail we're using Coq de Leon, which looks like this on the feather. So I'm going to line up, maybe don't need to be too shy with it, I don't know, 5, what's there, 5 feathers, stick like that. Line them up, pinch them nice and hard, pull them away. That's in there. Transfer them into your other hand. Now, length of the tail, you're looking for, again, same length as the hook, same length as the shank, so just about that there. If you get the tail too longer on these, don't worry too much about it, because a lot of wee olives do have long tails compared to their bodies. Couple of nice loose turns, make sure it's sitting right, and then we're going to take a turn underneath, and you'll see that just playing it out. It should do it. Helps if you get that turn underneath. There we go. That'll just make them sit up nice. Make sure they're sitting where you want them. Those look okay. That's the trickiest bit really of the fly. Take that up nice, secure turns, and then we're going to come in and get rid of length of your body, the waist there. Tidy that up. Now here we are going to, just come back one there. The dubbing I'm using on this, it's a superfine dubbing. This is Harelines. Orvis do a nice one as well. This is an olive. It comes out nice if you do it in an Adam's grey as well. It pretty much looks like an Adams with a, like a deer hair wing Adams. Turns out a nice wee fly. So you don't need to wax this stuff. It dubs on really nice. Very, very little you need. I mean, I've just took out a wee pinch there, and I don't even need as much as that. We're going to try and judge this, because I'm going to run it down, and so I'm going to try and judge the amount, because I'm going to run it down and then rub it with the thread. So you want a nice fine body on this, because it's a wee olive. If there's rough olives about and stuff, you can do a rough, you can do it with hares here if you want. So when I get to this point, I've judged that quite well, and then all I'm going to do is come back up, and that ribs it. Now, you can do this with different colour threads. So if I was, for instance, to use a yellow thread, that would give me a nice little segmented body. But I just want olive here. And the last material I'm using, this is just hares here. So I'm just picking off the little bit, usual hares ears that you would use. A little spiky, just a tiny pinch. This is a small fly, so I've literally got that much. Again, I'm not waxing the thread here. If you want to wax the thread, that's fine, but this dubs on fine. That's maybe even a bit too much, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to, the first turn under this wing, it's going to be a nice tight turn, and the dubbing will sit against the wing, make it sit where you want it. Nice tight wraps in there. And then we'll brush all the guard tails forward, like so. Hopefully you've seen that. A few turns under there. And that's us. I'm just going to set that hook up a wee bit so that the thread doesn't pop off. And last thing to do, if we can find our dubbing needle, tiny wee touch of the, tiny wee touch of varnish on the thread, and then just come straight in and whip finish. Like I say, this early season olives, that kind of stuff, our Scottish rivers these are perfect for that. Any small olives you see lying kind of fluttering about, tie one of these on, you'll get some fish. I think it's one of those patterns that represents a lot of different things. So I've took the thread away there. Now what I'm going to do is tidy things up, set that wing up, make sure it's sitting where you want it. Any little fibres you're not happy with, you can either come in with the tweezers. If I can find my tweezers, which apologies I can't find. Oh, found them, sorry. That was terrible, I should have had that prepared. So, I don't like that one. Come in and get rid of them. Sometimes the rougher the better. But this is more for our aesthetics more than anything else. You can also, as I'll just show you, make sure that's fine. We've got a straggler there. Sometimes you get one or two of the actual thicker deer hair sitting in there. I don't think it does any harm. Tidy this up just until you're happy with it. Take your time. These will float nice and high. Like I say, you can change the amount of deer hair you use, or size of hook, or anything you want until you fish with different types of water. I'm struggling to see this with the camera on the road, apologies. There we go, and you can also just come in with a nice sharp pair of scissors, trim the underneath. I'm being fussy now, but it's meant to look kind of rough, which that'll do. That, tie them up, give them a chuck. Those will definitely catch you trout, especially in the springtime for olives. That is the olive comparadun. Hope you enjoyed that. Give it a go. Thanks very much for watching.